Not too late.
Nah, it's definitely too late. She already paid for everything.
Dang. I know you would have saved money.
I would have saved so much money.
I know some good lawyers that we could get you,
Nah.
this money back, bro.
It's over with, bro.
2, 1. Come on, let's do it! Woo!
He needed a moment of silence. We made it.
I didn't dub. I just didn't respond to him. He wasn't my type. So then I left him.
I wasn't her type.
I left him in my DMs.
The story started, love story.
Bro, it's crazy. It's kind of funny because now her brother's like my best friend. He seen her phone one day, and I texted her on Instagram. And he seen that text. He's like, you don't know who this is?
I'm gonna do your prenup for you. It's gonna be like this thick. And this is gonna be the cover of it. The little engine and cool. He just ain't said I do yet, but he did.
I've been said that.
I think he got married over this and ain't told nobody.
Nah, not yet.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I'm back again with another video. As you can see here, Travis Hunter has done it. Okay, Travis Hunter and his previous girlfriend, fiance Leanna Lenee have tied the knot, and I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if maybe because I don't want to call nothing out on nobody. She could be a little bit bloated or whatever the case, but it looks like she might also have a baby in the oven.
No one has noticed that Travis Hunter's wife, Leanna Lenee, had a 4-month-old baby bump at their wedding.
Okay, just from some of the video footage I've seen and some of the clips that I've seen. So I don't know if they're also going to reveal that she's also with child, whatever the case, but he has married her allegedly with no prenup. Okay, and on top of him marrying her allegedly with no prenup, he also bought her a very expensive car as a gift to say, baby, you are the prize. I know I'm the one that's on the field. I know I'm the one that's signing the contracts, but I just want to let you know that the prize is actually you. 2, 1. Come on, let's do it! Woo! Yeah! Whatever, my Broncos so bad. Now, of course, after her receiving this gift, we don't see her running over to him to give him a hug, jumping all over him with excitement. No, because in her mind, this is like, yeah, this is how I've trained him to behave. This is how I am expecting him to act because I know what I deserve. And so he's always going to bow down to me and give me what I'm so deserving of. Can't say we didn't warn him. Okay? Can't say we didn't warn him. And before I even get more into this video, I want to start off by saying this. From my perspective, I believe that this is going to cause them to sink or swim. Because of all of the consistent backlash that she has received on the daily basis for being in a relationship with this man, for her past coming to the forefront, for all of these other things, for her, behavior that she's taking the shine away from him and not allow him to be the focal point. This is going to cause her to make sure that she either stays in check, regulates herself, because she is now fighting a narrative that people have out there against her. So this gives her the opportunity to say, you know what? I'm never going to let these people be right. I'm going to make sure that I stay on my P's and my Q's because I'm going to make sure that all of these allegations that people had against me never comes to fruition. The ball is completely in her court.
She set 3 creepy traps to take everything from him, but Travis turned a blind eye. Travis pulled Leanna at the wedding, wanting to give her a surprise, but she looked extremely impatient and even resisted physical contact with him. However, when she saw it was a car, she immediately regained a smile. Did she love Travis or his money?
But let's just go through some of the things that got, revealed through this whole situation. The discourse regarding Travis Hunter and his relationship with Leanna Lenee all began when he was at his football game, did one of the most amazing plays of his college career, and he goes to, you know, the sidelines to go and meet his woman and hug her. And instead of her congratulating him, you know, being all over him and loving on him, she's giving him an attitude. She's walking away and she's kind of giving him the cold shoulder.
Certainly have an incredible last memory of taking the feet.
Now, that very small clip went viral all over social media. And the conversation at that point was like, you know, whatever situation you have going on, make sure that you don't bring it public. Okay? If you have something going on behind closed doors, you're young, he's young. Hey, everybody just wants to let you know this is not a moment about you. Try to regulate your emotions. Try to mature a little bit. You know, make sure that you can keep, you know, a certain space for him, maintain a certain space for him, because this was a winning moment and you kind of dropped the ball and let him down. You know, not only everybody else felt a certain type of way, but like you don't want him to feel defeated when he's coming to you and looking to you for comfort after something that he just achieved. Right? So the conversation kind of like stayed very surface level at that point, and everybody was willing to move forward. But then Leanna came out and made a statement.
Since y'all think we beef at a game. Baby, you go. Rule number one.
Rule number one.
What's the rules we have in a relationship?
Rule number one. Always talk in private if we have a problem with something.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my only rule.
No, it's not. That's not your only rule.
Now, during this conversation, Leanna was trying to prove that it had nothing to do with another woman. So people had alleged that she had an attitude at the game because there was another woman that was around. And so she had an attitude because of that. And that's why she couldn't check herself. And so in that same conversation, she decided to go down the list of all of the rules that they had in a relationship and what can and cannot be done.
I'm taking off my makeup. No, that's not our only rule. Second rule is we don't hug people of the opposite gender.
And we don't greet people with the opposite gender.
No,
like
it's not that.
If it's like a say for instance, it's a waiter that's a female, Leanna talks to her. But if it's a dude, if it's a male that's a waiter,
He talks to them. That is true.
Yeah.
But it's only if like they're rude.
Yeah.
It's not like so like if a woman were to come up to Travis and only speak to Travis and ignore me, then it's like disrespectful. Yeah. If they come and they speak to him first and then they speak to me, like it's fine. But like we don't play that. Okay, I'm only talking to him. I'm not talking to her. Yeah. Vice versa. Oh, he's only talking to me. He's not talking to him. That's a rule in our relationship. You can go next, baby.
Okay.
No, that was yours or mine?
That was yours. Rule number 3: no B word.
Well, don't call each other out our name. Period.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't call each other out of our name.
It's a rule, guy.
Yeah, it is a rule.
Okay.
My turn.
Yeah.
The third. Are you third or fourth? The fourth rule is we don't be alone with nobody of the opposite gender. Like I learned this from my pastor a long time ago. My pastor was married and he always said, even if he had like a girl, stop making that face. Right. If he like would have a female in the church or didn't like or anything like needed a prayer or something, he'd pray with the door. He'd pray with the door open or like he doesn't subject himself to being alone with a female. So we don't subject ourselves to being alone with anybody of the opposite sex. So that's a rule. He doesn't be alone with any female in any room unless like the door's open or something. And I, vice versa. I don't subject myself to being alone with a male. Okay, my next rule, we have each other's passwords to everything. We don't like hide. Even if we don't like get on it, we know each other's passwords. Like to literally everything. I don't know every password. I'll be forgetting. You're lying. You have it in your phone.
Now, during this time, you know, people were already starting to pick up certain vibes from her, and they kind of, you know, were saddened for Travis Hunter. And I think this is where Travis Hunter got it twisted. Travis Hunter started to, you know, kind of go off on people in defense of his girlfriend.
You ain't never had no girl. So why y'all talking about me? Find something else to talk about. You talk about my girl. Go talk about your girl. Go find a girl. Go find a life. Stop worrying about what I got going on. I know what I got. I know my girl. My girl been with me for 5 years. Y'all are just not starting to talk about me and just not starting to be with me. Like, come on, man. Y'all go do something else with y'all life.
And I think it's because he doesn't realize that people were doing that because they've seen so many men go into these situations blindly, green, not having, you know, a vast amount of experience, and get into these relationships with women and then lose everything. Lose, you know, finances, lose money, lose endorsements, lose it all based off of, you know, this woman basically having them by their heartstrings. And so you had the likes of like, Bow Wow speaking forward. You had comedian Godfrey speak forward. I don't know who didn't speak forward.
Travie. Check this out, gang. It's coming from your boy Bow Weezy, right? I never met you, don't know you, know nothing. But I will say this, because I've been watching from afar. I'm not a nigga to jump in people's business, but I was once young, about to make a lot of money, and I know how to go. Snatch that ring back, get focused on what's important. Hard to build your when you got a broad with you. That's, bro, you in the media more for the broad than you is for the winning the Heisman.
It goes out to Travis Hunter. Listen, Travis, I just want you to be careful, man. Yeah, I said it. Be careful. Congratulations on your engagement, but man, you might have to disengage because it's something about this woman, man. The way she was talking to, and she was talking like she was really that chick. Listen, you love who you love. Facts, okay? I got that. That's all logical, but something ain't right. I just watched that dumb video of you guys in those matching pajamas that bugged me, and she was like dogging you, going, yeah, he wasn't my type. I was like, he wasn't my type.
I'm sure she's a fine young lady, but for him to be engaged already and for him to be about to get married and he doesn't even have a prenuptial agreement, are you out of your mind, Travis Hunter? No disrespect to the young brother. I'm a fan, but bruh, slow this down. Put the marriage on ice.
Now, while people were publicly speaking forward, people were also digging up old information of Leanna stating that, when she was young, well, he was in high school, she was in college, she would go to parties, and while she was at said parties, Travis would be waiting for her in the car. She would drink and stuff like that, and he didn't drink, and so he would just basically be the designated driver while she's inside the party and taking her from point A to point B.
The first thing that ever stood out to me about Travis was that he never tried to change me at all. So like I said, I met him in college. He was in high school, and I obviously I was in the middle of outgrowing partying, but I still partied a lot. And I don't know if y'all know this, but he doesn't drink at all. Like, even though he's legal to drink, he doesn't drink. And I'm Hispanic, so I have tequila in my veins. So I drink. I don't drink a lot, but I drink, and I used to party and stuff. And he would literally drive me, sit outside for hours while I'm inside partying, and then take us home. He never tried to be like, oh, just because I drink, you can't drink, or you can't hang out with your friends, or you can't, be young. He never ever tried to change me. He let me do me. And also, that was a time where a lot, and he doesn't mess with that at all. But he never told me oh, you can't do that. Just don't do it around me. Even though I cut it off cold turkey when I met him because I knew he didn't like it. But he would tell me if you don't want to, you don't have to. I'm not gonna try to change you. So he never tried to change who I was, which I appreciated because I've dated people in the past that did try to change me, whether it's my personality or things I did, or oh, you can't go out with your friends, you have to stay here with me. Hey, Shamar.
There were clips that came out of her being basically the video footage of what some of those parties look like and how she dressed and carried herself inside those certain venues. Then there was video footage of her, basically being upset that he has to go to practice. And so she would have an attitude with him when he would come from practice because he's practicing again, which is allowing them the afforded lifestyle that they have, the car that was purchased and all that because of him nurturing his craft. But she would have an attitude when he come home from practice.
I come home from practice, she mad. What you mad at?
Because he took too long.
What? I took too long and I had to practice. That ain't my fault. I had to practice.
Whatever. I don't care.
Then, of course, the most important one is that, when she first saw him, she didn't like him and she wasn't interested in him because he wasn't her type.
I just didn't respond to him. He wasn't my type. So then I left him.
I wasn't her type.
I left him in my DMs for 2 months. And then finally I answered him. But I didn't want to be nothing. I just wanted to just be friends. We could be friends. And then after I finally answered him on Instagram, then we texted for
a long ass.
Long time. Another 2 months. And then he was friend zoned because I didn't he was like, am I friend zoned? I was like, yes. I was not into him.
The story started, love story.
Bro, it's crazy. It's kind of funny because now her brother's my best friend. He seen her phone one day, and I texted her on Instagram. And he seen that text, he's like, you don't know who this is? He was like, you don't know who this is, bro? She was like, well, I don't care who that is. But she seen my text message a long time ago. She just never.
So when people hear that there was some kind of disdain towards this woman, people, just think it was just from that one situation. It was not that. It was the dig up of information that she freely and he freely put onto the internet for people to have an inside view of their lives, and people just did not agree with the way that she was portraying herself, and it just looked like this is going to, end in disaster. And so again, there was all those situations that occurred. There was a situation that occurred of her, being in some alleged music video, and she was like the video girl to some kind of raunchy song. It was just so much stuff going on. It eventually led to her basically coming out and speaking up, where she was like boohoo crying to the fans, but at the same time called his supporters and his fans bird brains.
Okay, I'm going to be addressing all this stuff online because I'm tired emotionally and mentally of seeing people try to make me out to be a person that I am not. But what's a testimony without a test of faith? So I'm going to start from the very beginning. I don't know. Like I said, the things that I see people make up is truly crazy because it's not what happened. And I just think people are just finding every single little thing and trying to make it something it's not. And then bird brain individuals are just accepting what they see online. This is making me so mad because anyone who knows me knows I support Travis in every win, everything he does, because I truly, truly love that man. He is perfect in my eyes.
Travis came out. Travis got defensive. Travis started telling people off, talking about people jealous of him.
Y'all hate on me and then y'all go and hate on my girl.
We've been through a lot with Travis and Leanna. Okay? We have been through a lot with Travis and Leanna. And, a lot of people are talking about how they disappointed or they're mad. But this is what he said he was going to do. This is not like it's a shock. It's not like he said he was going to call off the wedding and then change his mind and decided that he was, no longer. This is exactly what he said he was going to do. And so I'm not surprised that he's doing it. I'm not surprised that he actually went through with the wedding because that's what he said he wanted.
I'm gonna do your prenup for you. It's gonna be about this thick. And this is gonna be the cover of it. The little engine and cooler. He just ain't said I do yet, but he did.
I've been said that.
I think he got married on this and ain't told nobody.
Nah, not yet.
It's just at this point, a lot of people are still feeding into the same thing. They're like, oh, he's stupid, he a fool, he this, he that. And you know what? Even if that's true, okay, even if she feeds into every single narrative, you got to learn somehow. Okay, you got to learn. Now, for my position, I would like to hope that would not become their reality. If I'm being genuinely honest, that's just me being real, honest with you guys, transparent with you guys. I would like to hope that their reality is they run off into the sunset. They go through ebbs and flows in their relationship, but she does not, again, live up to what everybody thinks she's going to do. I'm very hopeful of that for his sake and for her sake. Mainly for his sake. Okay, because this alleged prenup situation, the car, all this stuff that he is spending on this woman, and if she's pregnant, that means she really got him by the reins. But I would hope that that's not the reality, right? I would hope so. I would hope that, like I said, being that she already has all of these odds against her, she decides that, you know what, I'm not going to let them be right.
Like, bro, feel the same pain that she feel. We're inseparable, bro. We with each other. Like, she hurting, of course I'm gonna be hurting. If I'm hurting, of course she gonna be hurting.
I'm going to make sure that this does not come true. I'm going to make sure that although history has constantly repeated itself, that this is not going to be the future for Travis. Because Travis is very, he at the wedding, don't know how to act, very green in this situation. Like, it's the happiest day of his life. This is the most I've seen her smile. I'm not going to lie to y'all. This is the happiest I've ever seen her. I don't know, guys. I honestly don't know. Everybody has come out of the woodworks to try to protect him. Like I said, allegedly there is no prenup. Maybe there is. Maybe there's a clause in there somewhere, somehow. Hopefully somebody has advised him to protect at least a pinch of his assets. I don't know. Deion went through it the worst. Hopefully Deion is right in his ear. And showed him the way and told him what to do and guided him through it. I'm not sure. The way how she was grinning, I don't know if that happened. Maybe he stayed out of it. I don't even know. I'd like to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this situation. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.